Hello everyone, my name is Chase Vincent, and thank you for watching. Let me ask you something. When you think of public health, what comes to mind? Clean water? Vaccines? Maybe healthcare? What about the trillions of microbes living inside your gut? Probably not your first guess. But what if I told you this complex system shapes your health? That your ability to fight off infections, your risk for chronic diseases, and even your mood may depend on the microscopic life within you. Now imagine that we're ignoring this ecosystem, both as individuals and as a society. Today I want to ask, should microbiome health be considered a public health priority? My answer is absolutely. So first, what is the microbiome? The microbiome refers to the community of bacteria, fungi, viruses, and other microorganisms that live in our bodies, especially in our gut. Think of it as a rainforest, incredibly diverse, delicate, and essential for balance. These microbes help digest food, regulate our immune system, protect us against pathogens, and even produce neurotransmitters through the gut-brain axis, which affects our mood and behavior. In essence, our microbiome is the invisible foundation of our health, but we should all know this by now. When the microbiome is healthy, we thrive, and it shows in our day-to-day life. But when it's disturbed, things can go wrong internally. According to a study by Martin Blazer, our microbiome is being damaged by westernized living. The overuse of antibiotics, eating ultra-processed foods that contain artificial sweeteners, food colorants, preservatives, and corn syrups, environmental toxicants, and cesarean births. In no particular order, all of which lower the microbial diversity in our body. Now these factors may seem minuscule. However, complications in our gut microbiome, such as loss in beneficial bacterial species, have been linked to several diseases such as IBD, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and even neurological problems such as autism and ADHD. The interesting thing is, these complications aren't present in non-Western societies. Research shows that children and adults raised in rural environments with exposure to animals and soil have healthier microbiomes that are more diverse and structurally different. This in turn has correlated to lower rates of the chronic diseases mentioned before. Meanwhile, children in highly urbanized, sanitized settings often have less microbial diversity and higher disease risk. These issues are not just about individual health, it's a societal issue. When communities either can't afford non-processed foods or are just uneducated on the effects of processed foods, when children are overexposed to antibiotics, or when we live in sterile concrete environments, it's our microbiome that suffers. So you may be asking, what can be done? We fix our diet for one. Studies point to promoting diets with high fiber, low fat, and high protein for the best improvement in microbial diversity, staying away from artificial sweeteners and food colorants. Another thing we can do is limit antibiotic use and encourage breastfeeding from vaginal births when appropriate. This would both help support early microbial exposure. And lastly, taking probiotics for that extra beneficial bacteria boost. And if you're worried about genetic dispositions, don't be. Research tells a different story. A study published in Nature by Daphne Rothschild analyzed the gut microbiomes of over 1,000 individuals and found that host genetics explained for less than 2% of the variation in microbiome composition. So what matters more? Diet, lifestyle, geography, medication, and environment. In other words, it's not what's written in your genes, it's what you eat, how you live, and where you live that shapes your microbiome. And if those are the factors that matter, then microbiome health isn't just personal, it's public. These are my references, and thanks for watching.